Right, hello and welcome everybody to ORL Tier 2, round number 4 here in Canada. Should be quite the exciting race, and I'm joined by Geordie in the comms box. Do you have any words for us, Geordie?
Yes, I do. Kia Plays, unfortunately, is already out of qualifying due to a qualifying ban that he has to serve this race after an incident last week in Saudi Arabia.
Yep, so not quite ideal for him, but he's shown time and time again that he's had good pace, so he should be able to recover back through the field. And I need to blow up my PC quickly and turn up my graphic settings.
You know, blow up your PC, that's a brave thing to do after yesterday.
Why? Toto, just...
I'm thinking it was the perfect time to say it. Anyway, on track, we've got several cars. I think there are certainly a few teams that are going to be wanting to do a little bit better than last week. I think Aston Martin particularly, after the last few races, haven't scored a singular point in any division, I believe, this season. So they're going to want to be on top of it. PS Bomber got a podium, I believe, in Saudi. No, that was in... I believe that was in... What was round 2? That was I've completely forgotten what round 2 was. It was Australia. Yes, it was. It was a podium for PS Bomber, but last week he had a DNF, so I think he'll be wanting to get back up through the field. Haas also will be, as Frosty is starting a lap.
Yeah, I was about to segue that too. So, down through turn 1 here at Canada, it's a tricky left-right chicane, and you got to keep it tight on this right-hand side. Not a lot of traction coming out of turn 2 exit, but he keeps it together very nicely. Now, through this blind chicane, you can not see the apex, so you've got to really trust yourself to know when to turn it. It all comes down to muscle memory at the end of the day. And now, flat out through this right, it's barely a corner in these current day F1 cars, and then breaking this chicane. You've got to hit that inside curb, but not beat the car onto the curb, and now get a smooth exit. That corner can also be a bit slidey at the best of times, as now heading into the next chicane. It's just chicane after chicane after chicane here at Canada. At least that's what it feels like, and he gets good on the traction using all the curb on the left hand side. Now, fine, not a chicane, braking just at about 80 meters, get into the hairpin. He makes it to the apex just about smooth on the exit, but he used first gear, which was definitely interesting. I would say use second or third still, even for a hairpin in this game. As now DRS open and the run to the hardest part of the circuit, in my opinion, and the pot that catches even the best of the best out. That's why it got its name, Wall of Champions. Make it to the first apex. There's a barrier sticking out this game, so it's hard to see the apex, but Frosty makes it in perfectly as he runs to the line. Now it's going to be a 1 minute 11.2, so not a bad banker for him.
Yeah, that is very good indeed. And in fact, we are just having a look through the timing sheets. Of course, not too many other people on the lap. There is an Aston Martin, I believe that's Kumi Keg has gone second place. This is Kumi Keg second place at the moment. There is an Alfa Romeo in the first sector who has gone purple. I do have a telemetry up right now. He has gone purple in the first sector. I think that's the Alfa Romeo.
Yeah, it's Milan.
Frosty goes P1. Yeah, it's Milan. Yeah, Milan has gone purple in the first 2 sectors on this lap. According to the telemetry, I'll hand it over to you, to your driver, for the last part of the run.
Yeah, so Milan running down the straight for the run into the Wall of Champions. Pretty exciting stuff. He can set himself well for the race, but obviously this is only the first runs in qualifying. There's much more to come. Makes it to the first apex, gets to the second, not as abusive on the curb as you'd like, but to the line it's going to be a 1 minute 10.8 easily on provisional pole by 4 tenths. And Alpha 3 and Kizzy have an incident, and they both have, well, Alpha 3 picked up a 5-place grid penalty, and it looks like he has damage too.
Things are still just getting worse for Aston Martin. I mentioned that Aston had not had a great few first rounds, haven't scored points. He's already scored no points, and he stopped on the road. Alpha 3 is not moving. He's stopped on the road. I'm not sure what is going on there. Alpha 3 has just stopped on the side of the road. Anyway, Nuggies is also on a lap. No, I think that's Melbourne Mac has invalidated. Phoenix on a lap, 11.4, just behind Frosty. Very nicely done. Spicy has come into the pit lane. Nuggies at 20.1 in the first sector.
Massive snap.
Almost lost that there. Now he's coming down this effectively second straight. Not exactly the most effective in terms of DRS, but it still works. Cuts all the chicane there.
He got invalidated.
He has invalidated. That is a shame. Mickey to the line though has done a decent middle sector, I think. To the line's gonna be 1 minute 11. Oh no, it's 1 minute 12.0. P4 so far for the AlphaTauri. driver. I'm assuming he'll get himself back up further to the field. Mr. Sparks, though, has invalidated on his run so far.
Yep, so Lola scored in the Haas on a lap. Obviously, he'll be looking to try get near his teammate, using all the track on the entry into the chicane. Now, dive it back down to the left, elevation change to that corner. Can make these cars get a little bit loose, but he keeps it together nice and tidy through the chicane. It's actually looking like a fairly decent run for him right now. Not the quickest, but also not bad. He is using all of the track at his disposal, and that's what we like to see here. Obviously, Tier 2 isn't Tier 1. We're still seeing drivers develop, and that's what's so special about this tier. You get to see some top-tier racing, but you still also have those stories of drivers coming up through the grid, and I think that's my favourite part about being a commentator here and watching the story in Tier 2. And I think Lolai Squad has come a long way since a couple of races that he did last year, or last game, more like, and it's good to see him improving as a driver. As coming down the back straight, it's still not going to be anything impressive. I think he might actually come in. No, he's going to go across. Oh, he spins just as I was talking about him getting a bit better, and he's in the wall of champions. Caught out its first driver. So, McNuggies with the DRS open. Is he going to start another lap, or is this his lap here? Hard on the brakes into Wall of Champions now. It's not going to be a good lap, I don't think, but it's going to be a 1 minute 11.2. So it goes P2, so still not a bad lap for McNuggies, and I think he has more time in that in his second and third run. Hudman in the Red Bull beginning a flying lap here. Let's see how he can manage. As down to third gear, and he's all over that curve. As Alpha 3's been disqualified from blocking the pit lane. We saw him there on Hudman's onboard for a split second there. Obviously Hudman reserving in the Red Bull today. And he's done a pretty good first sector there, but I think turn 2 has lost him at least 3/10. He got all up on that curve and it just bottomed him out and sent him a little bit straight. But if he can just get the rest of the lap alright, is once again taking a little bit too much curve. But it hasn't been too untidy. So it should still be an alright lap if he can just get the rest of it put together. Hard on the brakes for the chicane, cut it as much as you can without invalidating, and he does that perfectly. And on the limit there for Hudman, as into the hairpin he goes. That's a 42.9. Nothing special through the middle sector, but we don't know what sort of downforce he's running. Let's go turn the telemetry on and go on board and see what top speeds he's hitting down the straight in this Red Bull. DRS wide open here. He's already at 300 k's an hour. Will he hit by the end of the straight? It's going to be 329 k's an hour as he absolutely mucks it up, brakes too late, and he runs out wide. That's not a good run through the Wall of Champions at all, but it is going to be a 1 minute 12.4, so P6 for the moment, not where you'd want to be.
Yeah, indeed. Just having a look here, there is a massive variance in top speed actually throughout this lobby. I think the top speed we've gotten so far is about 339 k's, whilst the minimum speed of someone who's actually set a validated lap time is 328. So, clearly something potentially maybe of rain in the race.
Maybe. Ooh, Spicy runs out wide there. Massive snap of oversteer, and he's all over the road. He's on the grass, and it's not going to be a good lap time, so we'll go off him. Courtney Keg didn't improve on his last lap there. PS Bomber is on a lap, but it says he's 5/10 down and he has invalidated. Mickey is going to start a flying lap soon, though, so I'll let you take that.
Okay, Rapid Mickey is preparing his lap. You do want to just turn on your ERS before the chicane, as you don't want to make sure that you get the best run as possible to the line. Nails that chicane. Now, the chicane's kind of lenient in this game. You can cut it a fair bit, and the game will be nice to you as he starts his lap now into turn 1. Hard on the brakes. Uses 4th gear, down to 3rd gear, now has to try and rotate himself, good enough, now uses that exit curb just about, and I'll let you take it away, as I need to accommodate to something.
Okay, so Mickey flat out through this right-hander, hard on the brakes. He's up 6 thousandths of a second here, and you could see some cars coming out of the pit lane behind him, including his teammate, Macca Jr. So, good to see him pushing hard and pulling away from the cars that have obviously come out and starting to warm their tyres, because you definitely don't want to be getting caught by the cars that have come out of the pit lane, and he's spun around and is in the wall. And luckily, McNuggies on his outlap didn't get collected by that. That was very close.
Yeah, it was, but I think just looking at the front wing, Mickey doesn't seem to have got any significant damage off that, which is surprising. It was a decent hit to the wall, but I think he'll have to come in though. He will have some sort of damage to his car. Frosty has invalidated his lap, so I had to accommodate to something. PS Bomber is on his lap. Is he on his lap? No, he's invalidated.
McNuggies is starting a lap.
Oh, okay. I can take it away if you'd like.
Yep.
Alrighty, down to turn 1. Already used a bit of that battery there, McNuggies, but he should be able to last a lap down to third gear. That is the correct gear to use. Now rotate the car down to first gear just to get that extra rotation into the car. Struggles on that traction there. Now all the way around. Heads the car really wide there. Now through the chicane. Incredibly easy to invalidate there. Now hook the car to the right for the effectively no corner. The 19.9 minute first split. He's slightly down on his own time, but I think he'll be able to gain time throughout the rest of the lap. Uses the curbs there as almost went into the wall there. Just about did a Sergio Perez there as he did in real life. Now to the second chicane. Has to brake a bit hard here. It's a bit lenient with the curbs on this game compared to last game. Almost lost the car as he's turned off battery. I think he's backed out of his lap.
Yeah, we saw him get a snap on through the exit of the chicane on his other lap too. Yeah, Phoenix is coming to the line. He's 4 tenths up. So this is looking promising to maybe get into the 110s and nearly challenge Milan.
Perfect on that chicane.
As through the chicane, yeah, that was perfect. And to the line, it's going to be a 1 minute 10 point. Oh no, 1 minute 11.0. So maybe not even as good as his previous World Champions attempt.
To be fair, he missed that second apex by quite a decent margin. That definitely would have cost him time on the 1-2 line. But Milan, though, with that banker of a lap, sitting comfortably up there. So can't complain too much. As Kizzy's out of the session, is Kizzy serving a penalty this race?
No, he had that incident with Alpha 3 at the start of the session.
Oh, I didn't see that. I thought it was just an impeding. Anyway, Mac Jr., I think that's Melbourne Mac, if I'm not mistaken.
No, Mac Jr.'s his brother.
Ah, the brother is racing it. Okay, well, through the first sector. Does a 21.3. Oh, that's not good. That is a collision there with Call Me Keg. I think he should probably back out that lap. Because Call Me Keg probably might get done for impeding there if it gets reported. Lower scored has backed out of his lap. Sparks is about to start one though. I think you can take that away from us if you like, Lindsay.
Spark. So heading through Wall of Champions, gets a good exit onto his lap. And the battery is on, and we'll go on board with the Red Bull. Nearly 300 k's an hour as he enters turn 1. Third gear, down to second, hits that inside curb though, and that runs him out a little bit wide and will hurt his traction even more than he would have liked, as there's already little traction through there. It's down to fourth gear for the chicane, turns it in a little bit too early, cuts a little bit but doesn't open up the next corner enough. As now flat out, obviously, down to third gear, nick this curb, don't bottom out the car though, and then I would short shift to fourth there, but he just revs it out and goes up the gears. DRS open as he heads into the next complex of chicanes. The run into the hairpin, this is quite important. You've got to get a good run through here, and he's nice on the exit, so you've got to get the braking right. I found actually, I used to find it very easy, but braking into the chicane has gotten harder. And he's 4 tenths up on his time, but he's got to find a lot more than 4 tenths. He maxed the wall. That's going to hurt his run all the way down the straight. And he won't be enjoying that. But the DRS is open. Let's see what speed he tops out at. He's going to top out at 334 k's an hour. And he cuts the chicane absolutely perfectly. Gets to the second curb too. DRS open. It's not going to be anything special, but it is going to be an improvement, an 8/10 improvement bar that, and it's into the top 6 for Sparks. He'll be looking to find even more than that though.
Yeah, that is very correct. Sparks got the drivers are finding that they're getting that turn into the last chicane correctly. It's just they're not getting the second one perfectly set up. Of course, this track is all about risk with the chicanes. If you take the risks with the track limits, you gain all the time. But of course, with risks comes damage, and if you invalidate your runs, you are very much not doing a lap time at all. As Call Me Keg actually has gone to P7, so Aston Martin getting themselves up the grid a bit. As McNuggies is about to start a lap, I believe, as there's a no front wing on the Haas of Lola scored, so he'll probably get that fixed sooner or later. As Nuggies, after that last invalidated run he did, like, how long are his tyres on? Tyres are done 3 laps. Nuggies is on old tyres for this run. Not sure what he's doing. Anyway, hooks at apex. Oh, he just turns it a bit too early there. Got that curve and he's sliding all the way out on the exit.
And he backs out again. He needs to go into the pits. I don't know what he's thinking, going again and again and again and again. There's only 3 minutes left. He comes in and goes back out. He's going to have to push in on the in-lap, and he's not doing that right now. He won't make it again.
Yeah, he won't exactly. That's very devastating. Now, I'm not sure exactly why McNuggies is doing that. Of course, Canada is a pretty short lap. You can get back to the pit lane though. I think McNuggies. Oh, it's 2 minutes 50. Do the math on that. If he cuts the chicane, he should be okay. I don't know if he's trying to restore his battery, but if I was him, I'd dash to the pit lane and bolt on a new set of tires.
Yeah, I would agree with that statement there. As Hudman will be looking to improve, he's on an outlap, making sure to get tyre temp. You don't need to weave on this game to get tyre temp, but he is.
Well, you do actually, just a little bit though.
But anyway, he's P8, so he definitely needs to improve, and he will at least want to get into the low 111s, around the top 5 area, hopefully, or top 4 if it's a low 111.
Yeah, well, I could very well say your driver Milan has not left the garage yet.
I know, and I've told him not to do what Kia did last week in the team chat,
Yep,
and I think
he is in the pit lane. Yep, he is leaving the pit lane as we speak. McNuggies has started another lap on these old set of tyres, so I'm not sure what the strategy really is. You use his second gear that time, actually gets the traction down, and now he's going to have to take to the chicane. Very risky, uses a good amount of curb on the first one, not quite the second one though, trying to take in more of that in real life line. To be fair, isn't exactly very matching, but it will do anyway. Only half a tenth down on his best time, now through the middle part of the lap. Opens DRS this straight, not the most effective as we said earlier. I don't think we're going to see too much overtaking going down the straight, but it's certainly going to help them onto the run.
Oh, he spins!
As he spins! Old tyres. Oh, I saw that one.
As Hudman's purple in the first sector, according to the minimap. Is that true?
I can go check that for you right now on my telemetry, and let's have a look. Hudman. Which one's Hudman's in a Red Bull at the moment? Hudman is only half a tenth off the
4 tenths. He's nearly 4 tenths up on his time, and apparently it said he was purple in sector 2. I still don't believe that.
No, that's incorrect. He's 4 tenths down on the quickest.
As Hudman, DRS now open as the run into the World Champions, picking up a nice little slipstream from, what is that? That's a Haas, so that'll be helping out a lot as he heads into World Champions. We saw he ran wide here last time. He runs wide again, but not quite as badly, so it should gain him quite a lot of lap time. Will this move him up past his teammate into the top 6? It will. He goes P5, knocking Sparks down to P7. Milan on a lap, so we'll go on board with him, pushing the absolute limit there. That was really impressive with the track limits through the second chicane. He's still 2 tenths down, so he must have made an absolute mare of the first corner, but he'll keep pushing on, and hopefully Phoenix doesn't beat him. At least I hope he doesn't, being his TP. I want Milan to start on pole, but it's not too important with such the long straight here at Canada.
I hate to interrupt you there, Lindsay. Hudman has just beaten 2 tenths in the first sector of Milan. He's gone purple again.
Alright, so game on here for pole. Milan's still 2 tenths down on his time. He's going to have to pull a mighty last sector out of it. But you can't do that at Canada. He gets a snap going onto the straight, and I think that'll be his lap basically over. He's not going to improve. Is Phoenix improving? No, he's also 2 tenths down. So the people 1 and 2 right now are not improving. This is huge for this qualifying session. Hudman might be able to challenge, but his middle sector isn't too great.
No, he's 8 tenths down in the middle sector. Frosty, though, matched Milan in the first sector, is slightly down in the second, but we'll see what he can do in the last part of this lap. He's on a very much of a good lap right now. He could very well go P2.
So the Haas driver looking to make an absolute statement here if he can get onto pole position. Frosty has been a little bit nowhere this season, so this would be the confidence boost that he might need to the line. Will this be pole position or even maybe onto the front row? It's going to be a 1 minute 11.0, and it does push him past Phoenix onto the front row, and Phoenix is invalidated. So Frosty comes home P2 for the moment. Sparks, P5, just beats his teammate. PS Bomb is invalidated. Low Scored is invalidated. Mako Jr. has also invalidated. So that is your grid.
Wow, that was actually a quite exciting end to that qualifying session, I must say. Congratulations on Milan, though. Only had to set 1 lap for pole position there. As we will get results up very shortly, as we are just gonna have a look. Alright, some statistics. Wow, so there is quite a variance on the top speed throughout the session. Top speed 344 k's an hour, whereas guys down like through the middle of the field though are only doing that 333. But could there be rain coming for the race? From what I can say, there isn't, so clearly a bit of a downforce game in this.
Yeah, a bit of a varying setup. Problem here. Well, it's not really a problem, it's interesting to see. But some people might be running quite high wing, some people might be running around the 30s area. So it'll definitely be interesting to see. And obviously the person at 344 is running really low. But anyway, running through your grid, Milan sets pole by exactly 2 tenths. Followed by Frosty in P2, Phoenix P3, McNuggets P4, Sparks P5, Hudman rounds out the top 6, Mickey P7, Call Keg P8, PS Bomber P9, Light Squad P10, Webbo P11, P12 to Macca Jr., P13 Spicy, P14 Kizzy. Kia plays served a qualifying ban, but doesn't start last because Alpha 3 got disqualified.
Yeah, that's not very good for Aston Martin, although Call Me Keg in P8, so Aston Martin have got something going for them at the moment. Now, one thing I will say, I can confirm that it was Phoenix who was 4 k's an hour faster than actually no, it's 5 k's an hour quicker than every other driver down the straight. So Phoenix is clearly running a setup that's going to help him overtake if he has to.
Yep, so he's definitely going for the race setup, and he might even get the lead on lap 1 on the run to the Wall of Champions if he can stay close through the downforce sectors of the track.
Although, you have to keep in mind though, less wings equals less, worse tyre wear. So, worse tyre wear is not exactly ideal for a race, but if you have to overtake, it certainly is a free win.
I'm also gonna just quickly touch on strategy here. The 2 stops are very, very powerful at Canada. Like, very, very powerful. Do you think we might see any of that today?
I don't think. I think it's probably going to be someone like Milan. The pace has to be very spot on if the 2-stop is going to work. That's something we are seeing. I think come Div 1 later, I think we could see someone try it, but Div 2 stops only really work if the driver has the pace to make the tyres work.
Alright, so anyway, we're coming to 5 red lights here. As the lights go out, in game at least, and there we go, it's lights out, and away we go. Milan gets off to a good start there. Frosty, though, pulling alongside. Will he have to lead into turn 1? Milan on the inside, Frosty on the outside. Frosty gets the inside for the next corner. Milan has a snap of oversteer. That's going to get him pressured by Phoenix. Phoenix is through up into P2, but Phoenix also gets a snap of oversteer, and that allows McNuggets to try to go right around the outside after chicane. Frosty into the lead. That's yellow flags all over the track, and that's a virtual safety car.
Yeah, that is. Kia players got a 5-second time penalty for a severe collision with not Kizzy. As Kizzy has spun, he's lost his whole front wing. So something must have gone wrong there. Call Me Keg got a drive-through penalty on the start. Jumped the start there. So not ideal. Oh, and there's another 5-second time penalty for Kia with Webbo. So Kia's done something with the McLarens because none of them have a front wing.
So that is not ideal for Kia's race, nor the McLaren's races. But anyway, we're back to green flag running, so let's move our way back down the grid. The 2 Red Bulls nearly just started to fight, but Hudman is on those halves and chooses not to fight his teammate too hard and moving into the hairpin. Normally there'd be a lot more action going on around the hairpin if there wasn't a virtual safety car that kind of split up the field by a few tenths. As Milan trying to make a move for the lead, can't quite get close enough. If he gets a good exit here, out of Wall of Champions, though, he could have a run. He gets a really good run. Battery on now. Will he go for the move into turn 1? He's going to take the outside, which is where Frosty took into turn 1. That'll give him the inside for the next corner. So as long as he can hold it around the outside, he'll make contact. And Frosty's round. And that is not how you'd want to start the race. It looked like there was space for Frosty, so we'll have to see after the race, because I assume that might be a report.
I've got to say, I watched you on board of that. That's going to come back to Milan there. Milan, at least in my personal opinion, Milan did not leave enough racing room there for Frosty. Frosty was way far enough up to have right to that corner. But the race goes on, and we all make mistakes. I know from experience. Anyway, Sparks is on the inside of Phoenix, so he's going to have a go into the chicane. Through goes Sparks up to P3. Very nicely done. The 2 Red Bulls are fighting along with Phoenix. Phoenix, though, has the best straight line speed. As we said in qualifying, he's going to have a go. As Frosty has left the session, so clearly Frosty not very happy with himself there. Phoenix, of course, has opted for the hard tyres, so Sparks on the mediums will have that better grip. But we're going to see down the straight, though. Does Phoenix get close enough to Sparks? He is gaining. And look how much he is gaining. Down the inside.
It's ridiculous.
It is ridiculous.
It's like he's running an F122 setup.
Yes, but Sparks got so close to the wall there. As there is Frosty has left the section. I need to reinvite him.
As all down the inside goes Sparks, he gets squeezed by Phoenix. Phoenix not really leaving the room. It's a virtual safety car again in this race.
I'm not sure what's going on. There is an end plate missing on the Williams. DRS is enabled. Okay. interesting as it's double the back to McLaren. McLaren are not having the best of races. Call me Cake. I think he just served his drive-through penalty. Yes, he did. So he gets away with that. Two Hasses down P12, P13. Nightmare of a start for Frosty after that incident with Milan. But Hudman and two Red Bulls are sticking very nicely together. Call me Cake's got another drive-through penalty.
Yeah, so that is huge for this race as Frosty rejoins the session. Sorry, I wasn't looking at the screen there. McNuggies and Milan are quite close together on track. Mickey has rejoined the race. He's in P10, so hopefully he'll want to get control of his car soon as he is getting swamped. With the exit, Milan got out of that hairpin. Was very, very good as Spicy and Macca Jr. go side by side as Macca gets a good run, but Spicy here has no battery left, but neither of them really have battery left. But here comes Alpha 3 getting disqualified in qualifying. They go 3 wide and they touch, and that leaves Macca in the wall, and that's the Williams out of the race. I don't even know what happened there.
I didn't even see that myself. I've got no clue.
I just saw his wheel fly off.
Yeah, but something else that actually happened during that. McNuggies got a 3-second time penalty for track limits. Of course, Canada is probably, I'd rank it as probably one of the top 3 for track limit penalties, as how easy it is to get around this place. I'd probably put it as in 3rd, as I'd say first goes from Qatar and then Kota, then Canada.
So Aston getting themselves in a bit of a tangle there. What are your thoughts on that one, considering what you might have to do because of that?
Yeah, I think honestly there, Alpha 3 tried to make it 3 wide. It was a bit of a squeeze from the Aston.
Oh my god, Mickey just nearly rear-ended Alpha 3.
Oh god, that's something that happens a lot in races. Now, something obviously very common is that when
a lot of drivers just...
Mickey gets front wing damage.
And he's all out of shape, Jesus.
Everyone's got to PS Bomber's just got a drive-through penalty.
And McNuggies has a 3-second time penalty. So there's 3 cars on the grid here with drive-throughs as McNuggies looking for a move on the lead. Will he go for a move right around the outside of Wall of Champions? This would be ballsy. Milan defends it well. And you got to think... Oh, Milan also now gets a 3-second. So they're both on 3-second time penalties now.
Yeah, but look at the gap. Phoenix is 3 seconds behind, so it's at the moment it doesn't take effect. This is, since they both have penalties, this is now for position. As Nuggies, I think, is going to want to stay in. Oh, it's penalties being... God, I think Ocon deserves a 10-second time penalty for all of this. This is just nuts. As Lola scored, has spun at the hairpin. I'm not sure what's gone on there. 2 McLarens are steadily making their way up to the field. As Webber is going down the inside of Call Me Keg, easily gets that move done. Very nice indeed. Alpha 3 as well. Aston Martin right behind Mr. Frosty as PS Bomber gets a 3-second time penalty for track limits. As there is an incident as Webbo has spun at the Wall of Champions as that is a Haas that almost went into the vacuum there. That could have ended in a safety car.
Can I just quickly bring up Kia plays up into P6. He does have those 10 seconds worth of time penalties, but if there are safety cars where he can clear both of them, he could be finding himself in quite a good spot here because he has a 5-second gap to the car behind him nearly. So even after serving 5 seconds in the pit lane, because you can't serve all 10 seconds at once, he would still come out just ahead.
Yeah, he would indeed. Of course, 10-second time penalty, at the moment, that would drop him back to P8. So that's not very ideal, but I no doubt he can try and make up places. As Milan sets the fastest lap of the race, but Nuggies, though, is right behind him. This is actually working out very well for Nuggies. He's pulled 1.3 seconds on that lap to Phoenix. And with those track limit penalties, I don't think they should be fighting just yet.
And I think they're playing the patience game here. I think everybody's going to get a track limits penalty at some point in this race. Because
right on the back of Phoenix as well, so should drop you there. Kia plays, gets a track 3-second time penalty, but after those seconds are moved, Sparks is on the back of Phoenix here. We'll see, he takes the more approach line.
Oh, he gets us another, he's in the wall, he's out of the race! Oh no, he's not. The wheel looked like it came off.
Oh god, Sparks, and that's another virtual safety
Can we get a full safety car in this race is the question I'm asking. We're going to use up all the safety car tokens before a safety car actually comes out.
That is very close. I believe the limit is 3 for VSCs, for SCs, and red flags. So, after that, it's game on. Crash, no safety cars, nothing. Deary me. Everything's happening. This is fine for Nuggies. I don't think the two leaders would very much like to have a safety car here. A virtual safety car works. Now, something I will mention, if you're on the medium tyre, you do want to take into consideration when you make a pit stop with Nuggies. I thought for a second, back of Milan there. As Sparks has no front wing, he will have to box.
Yep, that is unfortunate, but there's still a whole, what, 23 laps left in this race.
Yeah, Spark into the pit lane. They do fix his wing. It is the soft tyre for Sparks. Wait, is that the soft tyre on him? Yes, it is. That's the soft tyre.
Oh, as PS Bomber gets a drive-through again from the safety car restart, as we're green once again, and McNuggy's all over the back of Milan here. Milan coping very well under the pressure.
Yeah, very much it is. Now McNuggies, since it's a VSC, the DRS is enabled instantly. McNuggies has got battery overtake, DRS on. Is he going to go for a move into chicane? For a moment, I thought he was just about to. He'll get DRS.
He'll let us straight! Oh my god.
Ho ho ho. Everyone's struggling with the rear grip here. Interesting to see, but that's not good though, because now look at that gap, 1.2 seconds. That's not going to be at all good for McNuggies, because now he doesn't have the DRS to help him. But wait, Phoenix, oh, there's a battle going on the back here, Webbo and Call Me Keg. Oh!
As Webbo and Call Me Keg are fighting away here. I think Webbo got a move done into turn 1. And just moving back to Hudman though, he is very close behind Kia Plays, and he's going to go for a move into P4 for Hudman. They're side by side through Wall of Champions. If Kia can get a move back here, he gets a good exit, and he's going to go straight back past. Hudman defends left, nearly takes out Kia Plays with him. As they're going to go side by side through turn 1. Hudman will have the outside for the next corner. Kia backs out of it, and Kia playing the smart game. Hudman broke a bit too late. Will Kia get a good exit? No, he gets a bit snappy, but so does Hudman, and Kia won't be able to go for a move, but there will be plenty of opportunities with the DRS through this race.
I was going to say exactly, the battery difference is 0 to 100. I don't think this is going to be very much of a challenge for Kia Plays. He doesn't even need to.
Toto, is your mic all good?
Yeah.
No, it's not. You gotta, your mic's plugging out. Oh, Kia Plays nearly into the wall there with Hudman. As that was nearly a huge crash there, and that would have been huge in the retrospect of both of their races there. As Kia is going to try to go right around the outside. He's going to go for the switchback. Hudman runs deep. What a switchback that is. Different tyres as well. They make contact. And Kia's all over the road. Hudman also. And there's another virtual safety car. And was Kia through? Kia was through, I think. Hudman tries to overtake him there, though. As, I think, yeah, Kia was through. Did Hudman get damage from that? No, he didn't. Did Kia get damage from that? Well, Kia's into the pit, so he might have damage. Or is it just does he think that there's going to be more safety cars and things like that? It says virtual safety car, but the safety car is out on track. As he is coming for the hard tyres, yes, the safety car is out on the track here, despite the graphic on screen saying virtual safety car. Yeah, you're bugging out a little bit still, but I can hear you. So let's see who's going to pit. We'll go to the tyre graphics just so we can see everybody. I mean everybody from P4 to P7 has pitted. P8 is now pitted. PS Bomb is also in the pits. Everybody is in the pits except for Macca Jr. Law Escord comes into the pits. So everybody nearly from P4 downwards has come into the pits, and that includes Milan. Kia.
Can you hear me right now?
There's a massive buzzing sound. Kia Plays. Obviously, did get to serve one of his 5-second time penalties there, so he's only got one more to serve left in this race. So he'll be hoping for another safety car after this one. But, so your current grid order, McNuggies didn't pit surprisingly. So that actually might hurt him a little bit unless he thinks there's going to be another safety car. But your current order is McNuggies P1, Phoenix P2, Hudman P3. Obviously P2 and P3 did not pit. Oh, Hudman is going to dash into the pits though. Maybe he's thinking he might be able to get away with mediums for the moment. Yep, he goes on to another set of mediums. So he's going to try the two-stop strategy with the safety car included. And Kia Plays up into P6 now because of that pit. So let's see. Yep, everybody on the grid except for Macca Jr., Webbo, and Phoenix and McNuggies has pitted. So that leaves the people who haven't pitted in this race in a little bit of a tough spot. So, this will be an interesting restart. Milan in P3, hot on the heels of both of the drivers. Obviously, Milan on hards. They can make the rest of the 25 laps. And, yeah, so it will be interesting. He should be able to make quick work of McNulty. I don't know about Phoenix, though. Overtaking Phoenix without DRS will be near impossible unless he can do it before the straight and then pull a gap to the point where Phoenix can't get him back with an insane straight line speed. Also, everybody on the, well, half the grid has penalties when it comes to track limits. So, that's also interesting to see if anybody else gets track limits penalties during their race. My prediction is at least, I think there'll only be 1 or 2 drivers that don't end up with penalties from track limits after this. After the race finishes. So your goal is to just minimize the amount of penalties you get. It's a safety car not in, as there's still an Aston McLaren and Haas trying to catch the safety car.
Is it?
What am I doing? You sound like you sound like you're underwater. Oh, I didn't mean to invite Alex. Christ's sake. As the safety car is in this lap, so now McNuggies has control of the field, but his mediums will be feeling a lot of wear underneath them.
Can you hear me?
Yeah, there we go.
Is that working?
Yep.
Let me see if it works when I release.
Here we go. McNuggies on the power, gets a massive snap on the restart. Phoenix has a good run as they head into turn 1. Will Phoenix go for a move? He's gaining. He's going to go up the inside on this safety car restart. McNuggies on the outside, Phoenix on the inside. Phoenix can't quite pull his car right alongside. And Milan is all over the back of them both, so Milan will be looking to get involved and get his lead back while he's on tyres that can make the end. This is huge for his race. He needs to get by before Frosty can start getting involved.
That is true. Can you hear me?
Yep.
Okay.
Milan gets a good exit, but doesn't have that straight line speed. He's going to have to use all of his battery here if he wants to even try pull alongside Phoenix. He has more downforce. He's going to back out of going up the inside here. He needs to save some battery, though. He doesn't want to be burning at all. But meanwhile, McNuggies is getting away. So Milan needs to make quick work of Phoenix, but they're about to enter the straight, so there's absolutely no chance Milan can do anything to it unless he gets McNuggies slipstream. McNuggies runs wide. He's going to get a good exit, but it's not going to be that great because he has old medium tyres. And now Milan gets a slipstream. Phoenix also in the background has a burning battery. And Milan is going to go up the inside. Will he be through by the time they get to Wall of Champions? He's going to close the door. They're going to go side by side. They make contact. Milan nearly ends up in the wall. Milan had to cut the chicane. This is really close here. Phoenix is going to make it 3 wide as they enter into turn 1. Who will come out in the lead? Milan has the inside for the next corner. Now Nuggies and Phoenix are side by side. Will Phoenix get the position on Nuggies? This is going to be close. Yes, he does. Milan in the lead. Phoenix P2. McNuggies still going side by side though. Has the inside. They make contact. McNuggies had to cut the chicane again as they're still going to fight. And now Hudman up into P3 and Alpha 3 getting involved, and there's a massive crash. Kia involved. McNuggy's involved, and Alpha 3 involved. Kia loses his front wing, well, at least an end plate, and that was a huge incident. There's yellow flags on the track. Sparks also going slowly towards the back there, but doesn't have damage. McNuggy's doesn't have damage, but he's going to probably come in for new tyres. His tyres are absolutely gone. Kia, with end plates being damaged, will be not liking himself right now. Phoenix, though, putting the pressure on Hudman and should hopefully get through by the time they get by the end of the straight. So, McNuggies will be defending from KO. Yeah, I can hear you now.
Okay, there we go.
Frosty coming through to get up into the top 5 again. There's a massive crash. Macca Jr.'s out of the race.
Wow, he is. Okay, sorry everyone, I have been just fixing some issues with my headset and audio, but I think I should be back. Do I sound okay?
Yeah. Phoenix and Hudman are side by side. Alpha 3 also looking to get involved here. They make a bit of contact. Alpha 3 and Phoenix bang wheels. This is what the Aston driver would have wanted as he gets into the top 3 places and on new tyres. So this is Alpha 3's race as it seems right now. Hudman, though, 4 seconds behind Milan. Milan has a 3-second time penalty. What will Hudman be able to do as he's in P2? Will he be able to defend from Alpha 3?
Well, I think he may be able to. Just Phoenix, though, right behind them. Don't count him out of this. He's got the best straight line speed. But of course, Alpha 3 is on a charge right now. He's right in behind Hudman. I wouldn't be too surprised if you see Hudman get a bit defensive here. Yes, he is. He's defending. Alpha 3's, though, is going to go down the inside. That's not too much of a hard overtake. But back, though, Kizzy and Sparks getting all into...
Oh, just quickly, Hudman has damage. Hudman has no wait, well, at least I think he has no end plate on one of the sides of his wing.
I can fact check for you that right now, and yes, he doesn't. Left hand side end plate does not have it, and into the pit lane comes Hudman.
So that is annoying for Hudman there. That would have been why his pace was so off. McNuggy's now back up into the top 4. Still hasn't pitted though. That's so surprising. His tyres are gone. As Sparks defending there from Kizzy. Kizzy not having the greatest time with things, and I'm actually quite surprised that he's still only not inside the top 6. As through the chicane, not carrying heaps of speed, and I can see why he's not attacking. There's a massive fight going on. Will Sparks make a dive bomb at the inside of Frosty here? He dummies it. Can't quite commit to it though. Frosty has no left front end plate either, so he is defending Sparks for his life. By the way, Geordie, I think your mic stopped working again. As Kizzy just looking here on the background, he'll want to go for a move somewhere on someone. I don't think he knows quite how to go about it. Frosty runs out wide. Sparks gets through on him. Sparks on the medium tyre, gets the move done. He's on fresh mediums too, so they'll be good for a couple more laps now. As now Kizzy getting involved. But Frosty not giving up. He has insane straight line speed on those hard compound tyres. He's going to go for a move into Wall of Champions, but he's getting swamped. Gets the door closed on him by Sparks, and now Kizzy will probably try and get involved. DRS open. Kizzy has even less battery than Frosty. Kizzy might try to go up the inside. No, he can't. Frosty also dummies on Sparks. Sparks doesn't fall for it, though, as Sparks all over the back of McNuggies. McNuggies nearly spins around. He has a massive tank slapper. His tyres are truly gone. He should have come in a very long time ago, probably under the safety car. His strategy not doing him well right now, and I don't know when he's going to decide to pit, but surely he's getting closer to that puncture territory. Kia place, that's the first lap of the race on those fresher mediums. They should make the end, I think, but an absolute stinker of a race for him. He's down in P12. Frosty looking to go for a move on McNuggies up the inside of the chicane. And here he goes on the inside. They're side by side through the chicane. McNuggies gets forced off the track. He's going to lose the position. Kizzy is also now trying to get involved on Frosty. Will he try to go right around the outside? He's clear before the braking zone. But Frosty has a bit of a heavy braking foot there and doesn't brake quite as late. But gets a good switch back there. Kizzy ran wide. Kizzy, though, gets a good exit because he ran so wide. And Frosty, with the damage, is struggling to keep up. But he has insane straight line speed, or even on those hard tyres. Gets a good exit and is already through on Kizzy.
Yeah, that's true. Rapid Mickey has left the session, so I'm not sure what's gone wrong there, but is microphone all working still?
Yeah, I can hear you.
Okay, we fixed it, okay. Just fixing some stuff here. We're back. Call Me Keg, P13, trailing in behind. We've got Lolo scored. Oh, McNuggies coming to the pit lane. For hards, I believe. That is hard tires, yes it is, okay.
Yeah, he's been on those mediums all race, so he hadn't pitted yet. So he had to go
Interesting
to hards.
strategy from Mercedes there. Oh, he's the only Mercedes, so I guess he doesn't really have a teammate to work with too much.
Just about going to come out in front of Kia, which will be annoying to Kia because Kia would have at least wanted to try get into the points positions. But after penalties, he nearly is because he has served both of his 5 seconds now.
Oh, Sparks is all over the back of Phoenix here. It is going to be hard for Phoenix to defend this because there is DRS assistance for Sparks. And, Kia players gets another 3-second time penalty, not the day he wants. But much newer tyres for Sparks, and he's on mediums as well. You can already assume that there's going to be no contest here. Battery on, DRS will come open, and can he pass him? Yes, he will. Burns all his battery to do it, but his Kizzy's in the background, trying to pass Frosty into the chicane. Frosty still staying out with that damage.
Oh, is he last of all the champions? That should have probably been a DNF. But he gets a 3-second time penalty to track limits and also loses his front wing, so a double whammy. Not how he would want to be going in this race now. He was looking strong at one point. He got P2 in qualifying, and now it's only just going from bad to worse.
Yeah, pretty much is. Frosty should have gone into the pit lane there. He should have just come in. It's not inevitable at that point, as I think he just hit the wall again. Frosty, mate, can't be hitting it that hard. As Kia players has come into the pit lane for a fresh set of medium tyres, so clearly doing another pit stop in the strategy to try and make it work.
He's probably just trying to get faster slap.
Maybe Mr. Sparks, so in P3, pulling away from Phoenix. Phoenix will maybe get the pressure from Kizzy eventually, because Phoenix hasn't pitted yet, surprisingly enough. Was there a safety car?
There was a safety car during all of your Mike Madness. And just quickly, Sparks might be able to get P2 here. Alpha 3 has a 3-second time penalty. And Sparks doesn't have one right now. I think he probably will get one later in the race. That's all for us to find out. Sparks on a charge though, and looking to get to Alpha 3's rear end as fast as possible. And I think Milan can get that penalty removed though, because obviously he was forced to cut the chicane when he went side by side at Wall of Champions. I believe with McNuggies, I can't quite remember, and he had to cut it because he got squeezed off. So as long as he has his race director, he should be able to get that removed, but I have no doubt that he'll probably end up getting another warning in this race at some point, as everybody seems to be doing.
Yeah, one thing for Hassel, Lolai scored is in P6, so he's getting along quite nicely. As Kizzy gets a 3-second time penalty, I did just witness him do that. Now, battery levels throughout the field are pretty low, except for, of course, Milan, the leader, who has got no one in the air around him to do absolutely anything. So come down into the hairpin now. Milan just taking it second gear. No one around him to bother him. There's not really too much of a fight going on with anyone at the moment.
Milan driving absolutely to perfection right now.
So, yeah, can't complain too much. Sparks, though, is actually 3 seconds behind Alpha 3. And as if I'm not wrong, if I can get some... Oh, no, I don't know my buttons. I would like some penalties, please. Yes, it's a 3-second time penalty. So, if Sparks can keep the gap to under 3 seconds and maintain it for the rest of the race, he will get P2 as, it's a speeding penalty for Phoenix, as Phoenix is pit really late, so he'll actually have really good quick tyres towards the end of this race here. Phoenix could very well...
Oh, he's replacing his wing. When would he have gotten damage?
That must have been ages ago. But
as Alpha 3 gets another 3-second time penalty, so that moves him up to 6 seconds, so now Sparks has it quite easily in P2 right now.
Very much indeed. Alpha 3, 6 seconds of penalties, that's going to ruin his potential very soon. He was on board to just cruise to P3. Actually, well, it was actually going to be second place. But now with that 6-second time penalty, he's effectively guaranteed to be third place unless there is another time penalty for Sparks. As
Kia blocks his teammate and got a 5-second time penalty. I don't think he blocked him though. It looked like he got out of the way. I just think the blue flags would have been teetering on the edge of it. So that's unlucky there for Kia. He probably doesn't deserve that penalty.
Yeah, well, Kia, it's been a mixed day for you, Alfa Romeo boys. You got one. Oh, he just almost binned it there in the wall. Kia players in 13th, and you've got one driver in P1.
That's just quickly, Frosty on PS Bomber. Frosty nearly looks up the inside there as they head into the hairpin. Frosty taking it nice and safe. PS Bomber got a bit of a snap, so did Frosty though. Will Frosty go for a move as they head into Wall of Champions? Frosty has had some good straight line speed in this race as he has the DRS open. He's going to absolutely cruise by. It's not even a contest.
Oh, I don't think PS Bummer decided to fight that. He swerved to the left-hand side, so not sure if that was an attempt to defend or if that was just him letting him through. But anyway, he is through. Frosty on fresh tires. I think Phoenix are on fresh tires as well, though. So I'm not sure if you better catch Phoenix because the gap's 1.1 seconds.
Phoenix is on 8 seconds worth of time penalties because of his speeding penalty.
Now, one thing I must say, Hodman will get an extra position.
What was that? The yellow flag as a Haas.
As I speak about Lolai scored, he's in the wall. That's interesting. He must have just spun by himself.
As McNuggies just quickly back into the top 6.
Where he is.
Not where he would have wanted to be after botching his strategy. He could have easily been in a top 3 fighting place here, but still, he's probably not complaining after botching the strategy so bad that he's still inside the top 6.
Yep.
As Phoenix, Lolai scored on Frosty, all very close to get on the track. Phoenix in a Haas sandwich.
Yeah, no.
Oh, his Lolai scored locks the rears. And
that was sketchy.
Yeah, that was close. As Phoenix will obviously get the move done here, but will Frosty also get involved? Phoenix and Frosty have very similar straight line speed, but they're 3 wide as the 2 drivers get past on Lolai scored. They're going to go side by side through World Champions. Phoenix backs out. Frosty using a little bit more battery than Phoenix on that straight because they both have their best top speeds on the track.
Yeah, they very much do. I watched that from Lolai Scored's POV. That was absolutely hilarious. The driver's just, oh, as he spun in turn 1. That's a rear locking. Touch the grass. Oh, PS Bomber almost hit him there. I think next Aston's Kumi Keg. Don't think he should get quite close enough there to be able to have an incident with that. But God, that was close. Now, one thing I will say on McNuggies is that his tires are a lot newer because the tire percentage currently is 14 laps, 13 laps, 13, 13 for the top 4. And then Hardman's got 7 laps, Nuggies on 5, Frosty on 3, Phoenix on 2. So they're only going to gain until the end of the race. And I can assume Sparks on 13 lap mediums already is going to struggle if he decides to stay out.
Most likely, as Phoenix and Frosty are about to fight as they head down the straight. DRS open for Frosty. No, for Phoenix. Frosty got the DRS checking game wrong. So that's going to hurt Frosty. McNuggies gets another 3 seconds. He's up to 9 seconds worth of penalties in this race. Sparks, surprisingly, being one of the 3 drivers on the grid not to have a track limits penalty yet. The 2 Red Bulls both have no penalties. I think surely one will come their way in the next 12 laps, but when is the question I think I'm asking.
Now the thing is that Sparks can actually afford a penalty. It's 2.1 seconds the gap, as he just gained 4 tenths. He can afford a penalty, and he'll still be able to get 2nd place. He just has to keep that gap down. As I think Alpha 3 may be struggling here a bit, as he's just lost 6 tenths on this lap alone to Sparks. So,
and Milan dominating by 10.4 seconds.
And maximum battery as well. Absolutely cruising the park of a day. Now, of course, though, if he does get another track limit penalty or 2, that really does put the pressure on, because Sparks does not have one.
As, just quickly, oh, Lola scored in the wall. He spun around, didn't get damage from the seams of it. Alpha 3 into the pit lane, just ruined his podium. I think he would have been able to hold on to that.
Yeah, as Alpha 3 has pitted for fresh mediums.
Yeah, that's what I just said.
Oh, sorry, I completely missed that. But clearly showing that there is a strategy.
Oh, Phoenix in the wall! That gives Frosty a nice run here. The Wall of Champions has caught Phoenix out, but I don't think he got damaged. Does he have an end plate?
I'll have a look on that right now. I believe he still does. Yes, he does. He's still got his end plates. He still very much does have his end plates. As, by the way, we were talking about track limit penalties before we get back to that battle. Sparks, I think, I just saw him do a nasty cut. So Sparks has definitely got a track limit warning at least.
Let's go into the race director and take a look. Let's go to the incidents. Red Bull, where's Sparks as a name? Sparks. 1 track limits warning. Where the heck is Sparks? Sparks is just,
You should be able to click on his name from P2.
2 warnings. Sparks is on. I swear, hold on. Yeah, Sparks is on 2 warnings.
So he's right on the limit of a penalty. However, at this stage in the race, it will not affect him, as there is no one in the air to be able to challenge him. As one thing I will say, Hudman is effectively on the podium at the moment. Even if Alpha 3 catches all the way up to him with that new set of tires.
Oh, it's just quickly, lol, I scored, just nearly exited the pit lane straight into Hudman.
Did see that, actually. Hudman is...
Oh, Phoenix going up the inside of Frosty. Oh, Phoenix backs out of it.
Yeah. Oh, jeez, Phoenix is getting a bit feisty here. Hudman effectively is on the podium. Even if Alpha 3 catches him, Alpha 3 will still have to pull to about 6 seconds of a gap. And you have to take into fact that he has to not get another penalty. And judging by the fact that the rates that penalties are getting dished out this race, I wouldn't be too surprised if we see a plenty double dish of more.
Yeah, I'm honestly just still more concerned about when Sparks is going to get a penalty. It's not a big deal in my situation. Obviously, Milan 13 seconds up the road, but it'd make me a bit more comfortable if it was if Sparks did get a 3-second.
Well, at the moment, Milan would have to get more. He'd have to get at least 3 or 4 more warnings to be able to get anywhere near that. And even if he does get 12 seconds of time penalties, he still won't lose the lead of the race because it's a 13-second gap. Now, one thing I will say, Alpha 3 is not gaining that much. He actually isn't gaining that whole... He actually isn't gaining that much. McNuggies is right behind him. Now, Frosty effectively will take a position away from McNuggies due to the track limit penalty situation, but Phoenix, has got DRS that is behind him into turn 1. Not close enough, though, of course. Canada has short straights, of course, except for that back straight where DRS is very powerful if you can get that slipstream with it.
Yep, there's 9 laps to go left in this race, and Hudman is right behind Kizzy now, but the battery, not a big difference, but it's enough to make a difference, because Hudman is basically out of battery. Kizzy ran a little bit wide there, Hudman with a bit of a snap. The fight for P3 on track is about to begin, as Hudman not going for the dive bomb. He wants the DRS down this next straight. Kizzy runs out wide, gets a bit of a snap there, still gets a better exit than Hudman. Hudman, though, using his battery now, Kizzy using a bit of his. And DRS open for Hudman, gaining battery. He's on 0% battery now. Kizzy not using any of his battery. He's going to go up the inside of Wall of Champions. They're side by side to Wall of Champions. Kizzy backs out, gets a better exit, switches back at the Wall of Champions. That is a sight that you don't see too often. And he's going to go right down the inside at turn 1. They're going to go side by side. Hudman breaks late, just about keeps it on the track. Holds P3 on track for the moment. As Hudman with a massive snap. Kizzy's going to make it side by side to the chicane. Again, who's going to come out on top? Hudman on the inside, Kizzy on the outside. That becomes Kizzy on the inside for the next part of the chicane. And Hudman holds it right around the outside, but they're still side by side. Will Kizzy go back up the inside? Hudman switches to defend the inside. Kizzy's going to go for the double switchback, but I think Hudman might be through for the moment.
Oh yeah, but of course he's got no battery, so defending with no battery does not work at all. Of course, this is working perfectly on. That's the last score. Who's
as Kizzy goes up the inside, on the chicane. Kizzy on the inside. Hudman had to cut the chicane, so that'll be a track limits warning. And
DRS chicken.
As Kizzy gets into P3, but I think Hudman will have the DRS. I'm not sure where they were at the detection point.
Really
Hudman gets a switch back, and they make contact. That's nearly a huge crash there. Kizzy gets another snap. And Kizzy does, he is the driver with the DRS, and he used a bit of his battery on this lap. Hudman, defends late, and then Kizzy with no front wing. That's definitely going to give Hudman a big penalty.
Yeah, there was no DRS for any of them there, by the way. No one had DRS.
No, Kizzy had DRS. The 2 lights on his steering wheel lit up.
Oh, didn't have that on the telemetry. Anyway, so yeah, that's not going to work out well, as there is an incident with an Alfa Romeo. Wait, that's
Milan. It's Milan.
That's Milan. Milan spun. Milan has spun.
He's still got 14 seconds to Sparks, though.
Yeah, but have a look how much that gap will come. Oh wow, that gap has come down.
Oh no.
4.5 seconds.
No.
Oh god, he has such a comfortable lead, and now that gap is getting larger though. But now look at it. It's 4.7 seconds.
Has to get a penalty.
Oh yeah, but have a look at the battery though. I think Milan can afford to burn it though to get that gap out. But of course,
Sparks was gaining on Milan through that whole part.
It's very true. It's down the straight. Sparks has effectively no battery, so it's a battle going on between PS Bomber and not Kizzy. Kizzy gets through easily after putting for fresh mediums. Not
it was Phoenix and Frosty also.
I did just see that.
Fighting each other. Frosty has more battery than Phoenix by quite a margin, and the DRS is now open as they go down the straight. Frosty is
Not
going to
even a
absolutely
contest.
sail by, but if Phoenix can get a good run through Wall of Champions, he rear-ends Frosty, and that's contact between the Haas and the Ferrari. The two Ferrari-powered cars dueling out on track. Milan up to a 5-second gap to Sparks. Please keep building that. Please, no. He's losing time. No.
Oh, as we thought it was going to be such an easy win today, Milan has spun it. I saw an Alfa Romeo and I thought, there's no way that
I just thought it was Kia, and I went to Milan
no,
at the front.
I went to Kia first to see. I'm like, oh, that's Kia most likely. And then I saw Kia was around coming through the hairpin. I'm like, wait, that's not Kia. That's Milan. Oh
Milan
no.
up to a 5.3-second gap. Sparks, if there's any time you become the bottle job that you have been in previous rounds, please do it now. Get a penalty.
It's 5.3 seconds. The gap is extending, but it's gonna be close to the end of the race. Milan is burning his battery. He's already burned half of his battery. As Milan gets so close, he is pushing everything. As Nuggies has 12 seconds of time penalties, that's gonna throw him down a few places in the order. Phoenix though has got DRS. Hold on, Hodman in Alpha 3 battling actually. Alpha 3 just got through.
Yeah, and Phoenix sails by Frosty. They've just been doing this lap after lap after lap. So nothing new added to the Phoenix Frosty show. They've just been battling constantly, swapping places. So we're gonna go to Hudman. Oh, Hudman gets a bit of a snap there, and 5.9 seconds. Milan is about to get to 6 seconds. He better not get another track limits penalty. The gap is now 6 seconds, and now the pressure is on for Milan. He's driven nearly flawlessly all race until that spin. Can he go back to being flawless?
Just gonna have a look at it right now. Milan, actually, you're not gonna like this. Milan is on 2 warnings. He's 1 warning away from another penalty. So Milan cannot get a singular warning, or that could throw the whole win away. This is boiling down, isn't it? Alfa Romeo and Red Bull. This is gonna be interesting. Hudman is all over the back of Alpha 3 now. I think he should be able to get him done. Oh, as Alpha 3 pulling to the left-hand side. Might be doing toe braking. I'm not sure what that was about.
As Hudman with the DRS is not going to gain enough to go for a move.
Good, they've got no battery. None of them have got battery. Hudman got a really good exit though. Coming out of the chicane, he will be in the DRS into turn 1 that
gave me a heart attack. That gave me a heart attack. That gave me a heart attack. That gave me a heart attack.
Oh, I thought for a moment that he...
Oh, Sparks got 3 seconds!
Sparks got a 3-second time penalty. That is over now. That is all over. Kia Players gets 1, but that is all over.
Oh, finally. That took him way too long. Okay. So now Milan just has to go penaltyless and hopefully just stay outside 6 seconds just in case he does get a penalty. But I've been waiting for that moment all goddamn race.
Oh. He is the Alfa Romeo team principal. He is very happy to see his driver up the front. But, however though, Milan has got 2 warnings, so you can't. All it takes is a mistake.
Milan still has a lot more battery and is still pulling away, so I think if he does get a penalty, he has the pace in hand to hopefully pull away and stay outside 6 seconds. He was winning by 14 seconds earlier, so he definitely has the pace to get it again, but oh my god, man. Oh.
Lindsay getting all sorts of scared. I think...
I don't need 2 days in a row completely ruined.
I will say though, it's been a mixed day for you boys, as you've got one driver...
Oh, Phoenix gets a 3-second time penalty, and another one.
11 seconds.
So Phoenix and Frosty have been fighting on track, but it's absolutely nowhere close when we encounter penalties.
Has retired in the pit lane.
Okay, that gave me a bit of a heart attack, not gonna lie, because if that was a late safety car, that would have ruined Milan. It would have actually ruined him. As Hudman's still not able to get back past Alpha 3, and he's using all his battery on the exit. The full TC saving his bum right now. There's a yellow flag.
There's a yellow flag. I think that was 2 Alfa Romeos together. That was an incident between the 2 Alfa Romeos. As it's Kia Players.
It wasn't. It was the Haas at turn 1.
It was just Kia going slowly.
It was just Kia.
Yeah, I know. Yeah, although Milan actually lost a few tenths out of that. Look at that, he's just lost 4 tenths.
Yeah, he had to dodge Kia on the exit because Kia made a mistake.
That's an AI car parked on the exit. Get out of the way. I think it is out of the way, actually. And yes, it's gone. So, at the moment, Hudman doesn't need to do anything. He can just sit in the back of Alpha 3, and he'll get a podium here.
Yeah, he will. So I just turned
I hate to say it, but it's 6.3 seconds a gap.
It's fine. It's fine.
It's 6.2. If he gets a penalty, it's going to boil down. Oh, he's one warning away, Milan. Oh god, this is like, it's actually Kia Players is holding on to the back of his teammate here, as he's got DRS. Surely not. I know you're scared of it, but I've just got to say, there's no way that what I'm thinking could happens.
Don't. Just why?
It would be devastating.
You're cursed. You're cursed. Oh my... Kia, Kia, back up. Kia, back up. Kia, I don't care. Back up. I know you're listening to the stream right now. Back up.
Kia, keep going. Give us the content.
Why is he going for a move?
Going forward on his teammate into the chicane. Oh god. Oh, Kia's lost.
Oh, thank God. Okay, Kia, you and I are having a word after this.
Oh, look at that gap though, down to 6.2 again. Oh god, this is boiling down. This is pure entertainment. As Frosty's just got past Phoenix as he almost goes into the back of Frosty there. God, that was close. God, I think that must have given you a heart attack and a half.
God forbid Kia and I need to have a word after this race. Jesus Christ, I think...
Oh, dearie me. Gap is 6.8 seconds. There's 1.5 laps to go. Surely he doesn't get a penalty or have a little bit of a binning moment. Surely he doesn't. I must say though, after the few weeks after last week, Milan has had awful luck. I think he very much deserves to get a result like this today.
Yeah, Milan obviously won in the sprint, got last week. Got really unlucky when it came to Frosty having an incident, and Milan just had no time to react and DNF'd when he would have seen the fight for the win last week. So this has been his redemption day, given he doesn't get a penalty and lose 8 tenths on this final lap. So we'll go on board with him on this final lap. And let's just see how he can round out this race. Look at how slowly he's going on the power. He is just double checking everything, making sure he makes it around the track. And making sure he doesn't get a warning.
I'm watching these track limits and I'm like, Milan, mate, you just need to not go anywhere near the white lines. Just don't. Oh my god, I thought he was going to turn it too early there. It's boiling down. This is pressure as he almost lost the car there. As Kizzy and Phoenix are having a battle actually back in the field. Kizzy's just gotten through. Very nicely done by Kizzy. Phoenix gets another time penalty though. Not ideal.
Oh my god, they're stopping my heart. I can't even lie because Milan got really close to the track limit.
He did. Or actually no, even if he did, he will still win this race.
So he started first. He's gonna finish first. He had a spin in the middle. He's basically dominated this entire race from start to finish. Hasn't even been close since McNuggy's messed up his strategy. He's gonna round the Wall of Champions. And as long as he doesn't mess it up, he's gonna win the Grand Prix in Tier 2 for ORL. Milan crosses the line, and it's gonna be P1 as his teammate comes home behind him, last place lapped. Sparks nearly got him there, but comes home P2. Alpha 3 comes home P4. Hudman P3. That's good for Red Bull's Constructors fight, both in overall and for Tier 2. Frosty P5, Kizzy P6, McNuggies comes home P7, Phoenix crosses the line, gets P8, PS Bomber still coming down the straight, but will get P9, Call Me Keg will come home P10, Webbo P11. And
well, I said to my drivers
a couple of heart-stopping moments, but Milan wins it just about, and yeah, I need to get practicing after
PS Bomber to the line, P9, no, PS Bomber, mate, I'm fine.
Alrighty.
Call me Keg though. Not I will say, Aston Martin, double points today. First points of the season. Very nicely done indeed.
Milan, Sparks, and Hudman.
Oh, and that's a glitch there. There is a glitch there. Nuggies has left the session and it's DNF and that's gonna have to get reinstated.
Yep.
as I'm gonna have a fun time editing Drive to Survive now because Aston have done something.
And Alfa Romeo have done something.
Well, actually, there's already enough in for Alfa Romeo. We shouldn't need to do
Yeah,
too
but you
much.
still gotta include their win.
No, don't worry. I'll be nice to you, and we will. As someone has joined the voice channel with us, as I believe we're getting interviews underway, or are we not doing them
I'm
today?
just moving them into our VC. We just gotta wait for Spark. Or no, are we waiting for
It's
Milan?
Hardman and Sparks.
We're waiting for Milan. Not Milan. Oh no, there it is. Okay. Move to.
Alrighty, well, there's your final classification. Not sure if it's on screen
I'll
on the
just
screen.
run it through on
Yeah,
the
you
screen.
can.
I don't need to run through it. All you need to know is your top 6. Milan P1, Sparks P2, Hudman P3, Alpha P4, Frosty P5, Kizzy P6. And then you have, rounding out your top 10, Webbo just picks up some points. McNuggies.
Actually, no. That's a glitch with McNuggies.
Yeah,
that will get
McNuggies will
reinstated
get
to P7.
P7 reinstated, and just run you through the rest of the results. And yeah, so move to interviews. You can start with P3, Geordie with
Hudman. Alrighty, do we have our drivers in here?
Mhm.
Okay, yes we do. So, Hudman. P3 today, a bit of a gamble. I believe you took a later stop, but you did stay out. Actually, wait, no, we don't have Hodman in here.
Yeah, 03 Hudson.
He's not in
Oh,
this VC.
He left. Hold on, I need to move him back.
As he keeps leaving.
Why is he leaving?
Just do it again.
So hang on.
Now, oh, yep, sorry, you go ahead.
There we go, he's now in.
Is he?
No, not so. Oops, move to. Why? Stop leaving!
Yeah, now, by the way, if anyone is still on the stream watching, Webbo, I hate to bust your boat, bro, but you have not received points today as of now because McNuggies will get his position reinstated as
Right,
it was
okay.
a game glitch.
So, we're just gonna skip over Hodman. We'll go to. You can take Sparks, Geordie.
Alrighty, well, Mr. Sparks, sir, second place. That was a very up and down race for you, finding your way through the field, almost getting the win from Milan, but unfortunately, that track limit penalty just got you outside of that. Tell us how it was from your end.
So, starting from quali, it didn't really go very well. I wasn't happy. I have set better times on medium tires and hard tires without ERS, so that was a little bit annoying, but then got a nice start to the race, and on lap 3 I sent a pretty unfair dive bomb down Phoenix, and fairly enough he didn't leave me enough space, so I got a warning, which at the end of the race contributed to me not getting P1, but anyway, yeah, it was a pretty good race, and like, apart from all the mistakes I made, obviously, but yeah, spun, lost my wing about lap 5, and then 3 or 4 laps later, safety car came out after we had 5 or 6 VSCs, so yeah, that was pretty good. And then I pitted for mediums lap 10 and took them all the way to the end. I was on 90% worn tyres on the last 2 laps. That was not fun. And I reckon I might have been able to get that win. I'm not sure what was happening, but Drifts was ignoring blue flags. I'm not sure if Milan was getting DRS or not, but that's, as we see at Qatar, is like you can get DSQ for that. So
Yeah,
we'll
well, yeah, well, I can certainly say Lindsay had a heart attack and a half when that was occurring. Can say that it was Kizzy did no, not Kizzy. Kia players did have DRS on Milan. Tried to go for a move, but just went a little bit too far forward into the corner and didn't quite work out. But however, though, we were thinking that your tires would be kind of shot by the end of the race. Surprisingly enough, though, Alpha 3 didn't quite catch you up just enough to be able to get that win. So, second place and third place for Red Bull. Very solid. Can only imagine that you guys are splendid with that result, and you're going to come back next week and try and do it all again.
Yeah, thank you.
Alrighty, Lindsay.
Right.
It's your driver.
Milan,
so
you're the man of the hour for me. Let's just quickly in the showroom go to the Alfa Romeo. Mate, P1, stop giving me heart attacks. How did you spin?
Well, I think I pitted for hards on lap 7, so I guess the tyre wear. But yeah, I think I was a bit aggressive on the throttle, and I think Sparks without a penalty until near the end of the race gave me a massive fright. But I had a really bad start, to be honest, because I had a moment into turn 2, and then thingy got into the lead of the race. And then once the safety car came out, I pitted for the new hards. And yeah, from there, I think I had really good pace. And then that 14-second gap, I think my pace was probably the reason why I won this race. Otherwise, I would have been way behind Sparks.
All right. And then you had a bit of a scare with Tia. He tried to overtake you. Did you just about crap your dacks there? Because you had a bit of a wobble there when he tried to overtake you.
Yeah, but I got really scared because, especially when he's on the back straight going into the chicane, I thought he was going to crash into me, and I was just thinking the worst.
Yeah, alright, fair enough. But yeah, P1, obviously you got pole, luckily, with your banker lap. So are you happy with that, and do you think you'll be able to replicate that a few more times over the course of this season?
Well, yeah, I think I can do that again. That banker lap, I thought I could have gone faster, but I made some mistakes. And yeah, I think in the future, I think maybe I could get some more wins and poles, and hopefully my teammate doesn't try to kill me again.
Hopefully you shouldn't be a lap down. Anyway, thank you for your time, guys. That is going to be it for Tier 2. Tier 1 is in about an hour and 7 minutes. And Ryan Cox will be your commentator.
Hudson's in paddock.
He's going to disconnect again. Watch.
Yep.
Yeah.
Unfortunately,
He doesn't have
we
roles.
cannot get an interview.
Anyway.
Now, before Lindsay does this whole thing, if you are watching the stream still, I can promise you one of two things. Episode 1 of Drive to Survive will come out either tonight or tomorrow night. Work is being done live as we speak.
Alrighty, so that is big news for you guys. You guys enjoy the Drive to Survive series. And anyway, Tier 1 is in about an hour and 10 minutes. And Ryan Cox will be joining you in the comms box for there. And that should be exciting because obviously he isn't racing, I believe. I don't know why, but I think something is going wrong.